Hello and welcome to Phase 2, Module 1, where we'll be looking at impacts and implications of emerging trends, issues, and events, how those things affect our industry, our sector, and the world as a whole. Phase 2 is about applying all we've learned in Phase 1. Now, in the previous phase, we discussed concepts of bias and assumptions, or our images of the future. We discussed how these can create huge blind spots in an organization's decision making, especially when it comes to planning for long-term success and growth. And bias and assumption translates both in what we believe about the future and also what we believe is possible or realistic about the future. Now, this module is designed to push you beyond the bounds of what you think is realistic or possible about the future. The first step in that process is giving yourself permission to consider the absurd, seemingly impossible, and at times utterly ridiculous impacts and implications that an emerging trend, issue, or event may have on the future. By doing so, you drastically strengthen your ability to plan for long-term success and growth. So let's put this in context. The image that you see on the screen is an image of Union soldiers during the Civil War writing letters home to their loved ones. I want you to imagine what their mental model was at that time. Imagine what they're explaining to their family and their loved ones about what they're experiencing. What framework or paradigm is that letter being written in? Now, I want you to imagine sitting there at the table with them, and I want you to think of how to explain an iPad or an iPhone to these men. Better yet, try explaining this to them. And this. Try explaining this and fitting this into their mental model. Or this. So as you can see, what is commonplace to us would be utterly ridiculous and absurd to them. Now, in our field, there are several tools or mechanisms that we can employ to help us better understand how the future may unfold. Anticipating and applying the future to your organization requires that you first take the information gained from scanning the environment and the horizon and extrapolate the possible implications it will have on the future as a whole. Your assignment in this module is to uncover the implications that a certain trend, issue, or event may have on the future as a whole. You will do this using the impact wheel provided for you in the digital workbook. Now, the first step is to choose a central trend, issue, or event from the previous module's exercise that you'd like to further explore. Once you've selected that trend, issue, or event from your scanning exercise, use your notes from the Impact to the Future of Your Industry Sector section of the scanning template to formulate the central trend, issue, or event for impact exploration. Here's an example of a completed impact wheel. The central trend, issue, or event is the commercialization of autonomous drones. Now, again, building on the question of how will the commercialization of autonomous technology impact the future of the entertainment industry, we've used this wheel here to look at some of the possible implications and the impacts this may have on different facets of society. To help you with this assignment, in the digital workbook, there are steep questions included to guide you through the process. Remember to give yourself permission to explore seemingly absurd ideas about the future implications that your selected trend, issue, or event may have. By doing so, the quality of your findings will be much richer. This example, in the blank impact wheel, can be found in your digital workbook starting on page 26.